This is the hardcore journalist, Dom Platinum, coming to you live from RWA, and I'm here with Sean Leader. Now, Sean, last month you had a tough loss against BMT. Tonight, you had another unfortunate loss against John Steele. With the disappearance of your partner, Tom Billington, where is your head at, and where do you go from here?
Only contest is a 6-man tag match.
What a way to kick off the second half, and I still have questions with no answers. Out comes Nick Diamond, the Flawless, and newly aligned with the Collective?
I'm scratching my head on this one too, Coach. And we talked about it during the Hype TV filming, and we'll chat about it in a bit. You know, what we were talking about before, you're talking about an allegiance between him and the Collective, and I'll be honest with you, you couldn't paint an odder picture on canvas for me. And I'm not so sure what this guy has over the Collective.
I don't understand. I understand they train together, but I wasn't expecting an alliance out of nowhere to be formed. And that amazed me, but Bobby Rossi, we said it, they train together, so they might have had this plan for months.
I wouldn't rule it out, my friend. I would not rule it out.
O'Neal and Justice been taking over New England, the tag team division, by storm, and now aligning themselves with Nick Diamond. This could escalate their careers here in RWA.
I mean, it certainly could, and I tell you, the Collective have been nipping on the heels of anyone of prominence here at the RWA, and it seems as if now they've focused all their attention and energy towards Mike Gracá. And it remains to be seen on whether they've been able to find themselves a tag team partner as well.
I thought this was going to be you, Bobby Rossi. I'm not going to lie.
You just want to see me get my ass kicked. Stop fronting.
But you made a good point. Who is the partner going to be? Who's somebody that's aligned with Mike Gracá and Stephen Lust that wants their hands on these guys?
We're about to find out, man.
Is Katie wrestling?
You know, you got to wonder what kind of factor she could be in this matchup. She's been through hell and back, but she remains on the side of Mike Gracá. And I'll tell you this, with so many different competitors in this matchup, she's going to have to keep her head on a swivel for him.
She needs to, but Stephen Lust came to the aid of Mike Gracá backstage after he explained what happened with the Collective and Nick Diamond. For Bobby Rossi, my money would have been on AJP. If it's not AJP, who is it going to be?
I don't want to steamroll that question, Coach, but I will say this. It is not unlike Gracá and Lust to take it on the chin and make this a handicap match in their deficit. There's certainly no slouches, and they don't fear any challenge. They've made that perfectly clear over the years.
Look at that. Look at that. Everyone here loves Stephen Lust and Mike Gracá, but who is the third man gonna be?
Will there be a third combatant?
That's a good question. Stephen Lust grabs for the mic.
I know you trust me, and I know you trust my judgment. Have an open mind. It wasn't too long ago that T. Phoenix put his name on my own to tell these fans here and everybody at home that I was a decent person and I was willing to do the right thing. And I think Nick Marchand
What?
is the way to go.
Oh, wait, Bobby Rossi. Did he say that right?
Look. I don't think Stephen Lust understands the heated history that exists between Marchand and Gracá. This goes back years. And you gotta be kidding me. He's actually answered the call. This is insanity.
We're talking about a guy who retired Mike Gracá at one point. We're talking about a guy who helped Devin Blaze pile drive Katie. What is going through his head?
I don't know where Stephen Lust gets this idea that Marchand can be trusted, but I'll say this. You want to talk about an athlete in his absolute prime. Look, we got a meeting of the minds here, and apparently Stephen Lust is going to be the one to keep it all on an even keel. But that you're talking about such volatility. I'm not even using the right word. Look, things are going to boil over hot and fast, and I don't think Lust can cool it off.
Bobby Rossi, oh, here we go. Charge in the ring immediately. Are we going to call for the bell? Nick Diamond going at Gracá, the collective at Stephen Lust and Nick Marchand. Triple Irish whip, reversal of their own. Stephen Lust and Nick Marchand eliminate the collective. Oh, boy.
And the flawless one stands on his... Oh, he doesn't stand for very long. Oh!
This match hasn't even started yet, and Nick Diamond might have already realized he made a giant mistake. Ring the bell, he says.
Contest official now and underway, and you gotta wonder, can the collective and Nick Diamond get back on the same page? This is quite a rocky start to say the least, and you gotta wonder, just where is Gracá's head in all of this? You know he's got doubts on Marchand.
I'm looking over here. I had Steven. I had his partner, Pimp Daddy Apple, Cinnamon, AJP. Nick Marchand's not even on this list, Bobby Rossi.
No,
I even had you on this list.
That's some wishful thinking, but I'll tell you, Gracá is not holding back one bit. Laying in some mean chops. He's got one half of the collective in a chancery here. And Stephen Lust firmly on the attack as well.
Big boot right there to Riley O'Neal. Stephen Lust in the driver's seat for this one. Putting him up, going old school right here with some wrestling takedown.
Well, Stephen Lust, he's a master of ring placement. He knows where he is, and he knows where he needs to keep his offensive. There's no sense in allowing any one of your opposers to get back into home territory.
Big Irish whip right there to Riley O'Neal. Nick Marchand going for the pin. Only a 1 count, says Manny Souza.
We're not seeing it on our camera view, but I'm watching. Mike Gracá still needs some reassurance in this choice in Marchand. You know, you've got Lust continuing to try to get across the idea that they're all on the same page. Gracá ever so hesitant, and I can understand why.
You see this fast tags from Nick Marchand and Stephen Lust, but do you see the face of Mike Gracá?
Yeah,
he is unsure about this.
It tells the entire tale. Look at the elevation on that drop kick. That was fantastic. And those are some of the tools. That's some of the athleticism that Marchand is going to bring to this dance.
Trying to find his footing. Recently aligned himself with Devin Blaze and Chris Cruz, and that didn't work. And at the last show, facing Stephen Lust. But Nick Marchand, maybe, is he seeing light in sort of a way?
I mean, he's somewhat of a lost soul in his own right. I don't think he plays well with others. He's not really a team guy, but that is how he started in the RWA many moons ago as a tag team specialist. So maybe he's calling back to his roots. Maybe it's all water under the bridge between him and Gracá. I don't know. But Gracá's not the type to hold a grudge, and I can side with that.
Throwing O'Neal into the corner, but big boot from O'Neal, the collective.
He's got him seated over that middle buckle here. Right to the clavicle. Mike Gracá looking to dismantle his adversary. Pin, cover, 2.5, says Manny Souza.
And Mike Gracá immediately picking up O'Neal, getting Stephen Lust. You know what, Bobby Rossi? All three men are working really well as a team.
I'm just as surprised as you are, Coach. I did not expect to see such chemistry between these characters, but it's clearly on display. I have not seen the collective or Nick Diamond be able to get any sort of offense in thus far. And well, look, you got Diamond trying to take Lust off of his game. It's going to take a lot more than that. Up on the shoulders of Stephen Lust. Riley O'Neal back to his feet. Switching stance. Tag made by Devin Justice. Oh! Didn't see it coming.
Sidewalk slam from Riley O'Neal, getting him in the back right there. Big elbow drop, one of the collective signatures. Nick Diamond inserting himself right into the mix. And Bobby Rossi, just like that, the tides have turned.
I mean, no sooner than I opened my mouth, these guys were able to make a liar out of me. And I'll say it, as inexperienced as they may be as a tag team, Justice and O'Neal have themselves a legitimate amount of chemistry. And it seems as if they're fitting in with Nick Diamond just well.
Nick Diamond, big suplex right there. He gets it against Stephen Lust. Diamond going for the pin.
Very well done. Textbook technique in that vertical suplex. Flooring Stephen Lust and quite possibly winning him momentarily.
Big knee right there to Stephen Lust. Nick Diamond definitely taking control of this match.
Diamond, no slouch. Just completely decimating Lust and making it look easy, wisely tagging in some of his partners. And Lust is in the wrong side of town.
Big right hand from Devin Justice to the right stuff. And you can see Gracá, Marchand starting to reach for that tag. But the collective and Nick Diamond, they're really starting to shine right now.
Devin Justice continues to throw shoulders into that midsection of Stephen Lust. It's just a matter of time. You know, you wear down the midsection of a man, you wear down that body, the head will fall and fail. Oh! Last-ditch effort by the right stuff. Big boot. Can he stay alive long enough to make a tag? Yes, he can. But Manny, I don't know. Manny Souza didn't see it.
Big tag in to Nick Marchand. Justice trying to brush him off. Nick Marchand using that strength to his advantage. O'Neal into Justice.
There's a lot taking place behind the back of Manny Souza. He's trying to restore order here, but I don't know if he's going to send Marchand out to oh, wait a minute, look at this.
Come on.
He never saw the tag. That's the problem, Coach. It was out of his vision. There's so much happening at ringside.
Riley O'Neal getting Stephen Lust. Lust trying to fight back, but he had that tag made. He was not expecting to get back in this match.
Has Stephen Lust had enough time to recover? That's the question. Woo! Flap them jacks, baby boy. Double offensive, deep hook of the leg. 2 3/4, says Manny Souza.
Big strike from O'Neal to Marchand and one to Gracá, but Gracá's not phased like that. Come on.
And Gracá's fuse is about to get real short. Right now, behind the back of Manny Souza, you've got the collective and the flawless one just going to town on the right stuff. Nothing short of a mug can happen here in the Johnston Rec Center.
Oh, the flawless Nick Diamond taunting Mike Gracá.
Jeez.
Oh, big kick right there to Stephen Lust. And Bobby Rossi, Stephen Lust is taking one hell of a beating right now.
It's unfair. You know, the man made a clean and clear definitive tag to Marchand. It was unbeknownst to Manny Souza, and inadvertently, he certainly tipped the scales in favor of the collective and Nick Diamond.
Here comes Riley O'Neal, and Stephen Lust is feeling that one. RWA faithful behind Stephen Lust, as always, trying to fight back against O'Neal of the collective.
Clubs to the back. O'Neal is relenting not one bit, and Lust refuses to say die. Oh, yeah!
Bobby Rossi, are you starting to get jazzed up?
Oh, I'm on fire, my friend.
Getting Justice, getting O'Neal. Can he make the tag?
Big back body drop, but could that have been the last bit of gas in Stephen Lust's tank?
Who's he gonna make that tag to? Oh boy, here comes Mike Grasso.
An entire basket full of crazy. Mike Grasso steps in, a skyscraper of fire, but the Collective has his number. Oh, I said corrected. Readjusting.
Big boot right there.
Oh, and he's making it look easy, Coach.
Oh, folding Devin Justice inside out. Oh, we're down to 2, Nick Diamond and Mike Grasso.
What the hell? Oh, it's disgusting. Cover, but the Collective break up the pin. I think Grasso would have had him.
I think it could have been all she wrote. Setting up for their signature headhunter, I believe it's called. They hit it right there.
Oh. No. F. Skippin. This is absolutely
Steven
wild.
Lust and Nick Marchand there to break it up.
Manny Souza assures us that this match should continue just in the nick of time.
Oh, Nick Marchand got Justice. Lust got O'Neal, throwing the Collective into one another. Oh, we're down to a 3-on-1. Big super kick from Lust.
A nasty dab of hot sauce sends Diamond into the buckles. Nick Marchand with some flashy offense of his own. Proves to be somewhat effective at the moment. We've got bodies strewn about the rec center.
Oh, calling a shot of his own. Nick Marchand sacrificing himself, Bobby Rossi.
He saw Devin Justice looking to stop Grasso in his tracks.
Wait a minute, going for the roll-up. Wait, he got the tights. How does somebody pin one Mike Grasso?
Look, I'll tell you how. He does so with a handful of trunks. There's no two ways about it. If you grip somebody by the belt lining and tilt upwards, you're gonna prevent them from being able to get their shoulders above the canvas. Ross is calling for a microphone that I don't have. Things are getting unraveled here fast. He's demanding a microphone that Bob Whitney is nowhere to be found. And there is clearly some controversy in the midst of this matchup. Manny Souza makes his way back to the ring here. Mike Grasso.
Beat you fair and square, Mike.
You got a handful of tights.
No. The losers just like you, dog.
You know you can't beat me one-on-one without your little boyfriends next to you.
Partners in crime.
What are those two? What about her? Hey, you look like a boyfriend.
Next month in Pawtucket, I want it to be you and me one-on-one. What do you say?
That's why I like you.
I think he's going to accept the challenge. I mean, on paper.
I already beat you in front of all these people. What makes you think you deserve a one-on-one match with Nick Diamond? What am I going to get out of that? Oh, I have an idea. If I accept this match and I beat you in Pawtucket, I get your championship opportunity at Legacy.
Wow.
You got the balls?
Oh!
Somebody pays for those marks. Hey, Becca.
It's quite the wager.
On May 18th, I accept.
This guy?
If your little boyfriends want to get involved, boots for 3 asses. I have 3. Trust me, she knows I have 3.
Oh! This is a family show! Family show, Miguel! I'm not the. Hey, I don't make the rules. Look, the challenge has been laid out, and it looks as if it is being accepted. Gracá versus Nick Diamond. Excuse me, Coach.
Lots of words, but you heard him.
On May 18th.
If Nick Diamond wins, Mike Gracá's championship match is no more, and Nick Diamond's in the main event of Legacy.
There's a lot on the table, and it seems as if all systems are go. But it's a month in between. A lot can change. Folks, we've got the rest of April Reign for you. Don't you go anywhere.